Good morning and welcome to All Abilities Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Deb, and my goal is to encourage and inspire you to live your dream life in spite of any physical limitations you may encounter. I've been in a wheelchair for over 25 years now, but I still lead a normal, happy, productive life, and I hope to show tips and ideas on how you can adapt to be able to do anything you want to do. These are my grandsons, and follow us as we share this journey. Good morning, and welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday. Today, after watching all of the news coming out of North Carolina and the people who are stranded, it's really made me think more about preparedness. I've been a prepper for a lot of years, like probably more than 20. I've got 5-gallon buckets of food stashed all over the house, and I generally try and keep at least a few months worth of food in the house, although recent years, the current economy, I've found myself having to get into my buckets more than I would have liked to, just because groceries are so expensive right now. But I tell myself that's why I had the buckets to begin with, is for times like this. But even bigger than that, if you're in an area and you have a mudslide that wipes out your house, then all those buckets of food are going with it. It's not going to do you any good. If your house is intact, then great, you've got food. But you don't have electricity, how are you going to cook it? Do you have a generator? If you've got a gas-powered generator, do you have enough gas to be able to run that gas-powered generator? And if you don't, and you have to go find a store to get gas from, do you have enough cash to be able to buy gas? Because if the power's out, so's the debit card reader. You could have $1 million in the bank, but it wouldn't do you any good if they're not running the credit cards. So I have, it's called a Coleman Tailgater, I think is the name of the grill. I'll post a picture of it. But it sets low enough. It's made to fold up so that you can take it if you're going camping or tailgating. You can get a hose that allows you to use a big tank of propane, or you can buy the little bottles of propane at Walmart and be able to add those and keep some of those as a stash. I've had that, I bet I've had it close to 10 years. And I love it because even for everyday use, it sets low enough that I can reach and be able to grill from a wheelchair. So many of the big grills are higher up and they're harder to reach the food. I also have a solar-powered, I guess it's not really a generator, it's a battery backup, but it can be charged in the car, or it can be charged from electricity from plugging into the house, or it's got solar panels that I can set out to recharge. Anytime we have storms coming, where I'm at is more inclined to have tornadoes than it is hurricanes. But still, tornadoes can take out your power. Ice storms can take out your power. And I'm in a power chair. So I've got to have a way to be able to recharge my wheelchair. If it's just one day, I probably am okay. But if we're out for a week, then I've got to have a plan. I also use a CPAP when I sleep at night, and I can't sleep without that CPAP. So the first thing you want to look at when you're getting a battery backup is the amount that you can run on it. I did not research well enough before I bought mine and discovered I can either run the CPAP or I can charge my wheelchair, but I can't do both at the same time. And it certainly isn't big enough to run the refrigerator or anything like that. So I'll put a picture of that in also. But those are all things you want to think about if you're going to have to leave your location quickly, you want to have a bug out bag. And you have to think about what all you need in that bug out, excuse me, in that bug out bag. I have a backpack. I have copies of all of my important documents. I have the originals in a fire safe. And I could take that whole fire safe if I have time, but I also have copies of everything that's important scanned in and uploaded to the cloud. I use Evernote. That way I could access it anywhere that I could get to a computer or my iPad or even my phone. I could pull any of those documents up. I have very quick videos in each room, just kind of standing or sitting in the middle of the room and doing a panoramic shot of the whole room, of every room in the house. That way, if I have to be able to do insurance documentation or anything like that, at least that will jog my memory of what's in each room. Ideally, you should go through and make a list of everything you own. I just haven't had the time to do that, so at least I have a video to jog my memory. But in your bug out bag, you want to have as much cash as you can afford to keep in there. Certainly I would try and have at least $100, because you just don't know what all you're going to run into. A change of clothes, so that at least you got something to wear if you need to wash what you have on and just swap out between two outfits. I have an extra charger for my wheelchair, so that if I don't have time to grab the charger that I use at home, I have a charger with me. I have a computer backup drive, which is just it's a passport is what it's called, and it has everything that's on my computer on a drive with a USB, so I can plug it into any computer anywhere to get to important pictures are all saved onto that. I have a little bit of food. I have a few bottles of water. Food is mostly like peanut butter crackers and nuts, which if you're storing nuts, if you're keeping nuts and you live in a place that gets warm, the nuts will go rancid. So you only want to do that if it's in the wintertime or it's a place that doesn't get real hot. What else do I have? I have peppermint candies, just because those make me feel a little bit better whenever I haven't had a chance to brush my teeth or something like that. Oh, hygiene. You want a small toothbrush and toothpaste, or at the very least those little micro toothpicks that have like a little toothbrush on the end. I can't think of what they're called right now. And a hairbrush. If you feel like you really need to have makeup, you might keep a small makeup bag in there just to make you feel better. Deodorant, for sure, deodorant. Doesn't hurt to also keep a package of wet wipes, because if you're going to be without power, you just want to be able to clean your hands or take a little bit of a bath to clean up. What else? What do you keep in your bug out bag? Do you have one? Do you have a plan in the event of an emergency? So tell me what your plan is and what you have in your bag. You might have thought of things that I haven't thought of. The important part is to think about it, to have a plan, because your needs are definitely going to be more than the average person, who might be able to hike out of whatever their situation is, but if you're in a wheelchair, you're not hiking. So you're going to have to count on someone to come get you, or you're going to have to evacuate early so that you're not caught in a situation where someone's got to come rescue you. And, you think about it. Think in advance, write it down, and then make your plan and then execute it to make sure you've got everything gathered together that you'll need to have. Medications, copies of prescriptions if you've got them, for sure your glasses and a copy of the prescription of your glasses. So tell me what your plan is. And I will see you again next Wednesday. Have a blessed week.